Naiaka City, mainland's unlovable little brother. Born out of a narcissistic manic episode, this multi-trillion waste bucket of a city has seen its fair share of sociopaths. Back in the 30s, just a few months after the bombings, Valentin Reed bought this former peninsula, along with its gravel, its people, and its brand new crater. Reed's plan was to gain land and human resources for his company Electech. Building an incredibly profitable corporate empire in the span of only 30 years, Reed was able to gain the public's trust and attract investors as well as corporations, all of them happy to jump in headfirst into this seemingly tax-free wonderland. The people, though, quickly realized. After a decade of incredible progress and safety, the wages suddenly kept getting cut. The bills got tougher to pay, the food got scarce in the harbor's District North Bay, making the atmosphere rough and the people more violent. The students turned to drugs earlier and earlier, desperately hoping to get into one of the city's conglomerates that advertise their wealth and their achievements in biotechnology every weekend on the polished streets south of the river. Then, the 60s blew a few whistles too many, ending in an attempted coup on Reed, who had let a number or two slip through the platinum-sealed cracks of his office floor. What had been all fun and games in Naiaka finally caught the mainland's attention, who sent their military to come say hi and check a few folders, maybe kill Reed on their way out. Having survived the attack, Naiaka's mayor made sure to kill any access into the city, essentially trapping NC's citizens. After a year of isolation, Reed slowly opened the borders, but only after declaring Naiaka City's independence. The newly trained NC military, made up of mainland army vets, disgruntled nomads, and pumped-up Reed fanatics, settled down in the northeastern part of the city by the name of San Callisto. Meanwhile, a slightly traumatized Reed was living it up in the glamorous bars and clubs of the district's skyline. No society survives this kind of blatant and brash display of wealth disparity while essentially being kidnapped and trafficked into being Naiaka City state citizens. The first generation that fully grew up in this cesspit wasn't as forgiving as their parents had been. The constantly developing access to newer and newer generations of the web gave these young people powers that prior generations were unaware of. So when Reed died in the 70s, the shimmering veil fell rather quick and violent. The night of the suicide of the Emperor, as Reed half-jokingly called himself on numerous occasions, fights broke out at two of the three universities, all located in the southeastern district of River Heights. The infrastructure once built to ensure easy access to youthful innovation and drive suddenly felt uncomfortably close to the high-end lifestyle of the late Emperor's ring of conglomerate advisors. The violence that ensued in the following weeks in order to subdue the riots at the universities is now known to be a major catalyst to the births of two gangs by the names of Red Avenue and the Spades. The ensuing struggle for power, both on the top floors of the conglomerate towers as well as on the streets, paved the way for the current semi-stable situation of Naiaka, with its hot zones where the use of guns is not only permitted but encouraged, and the endless updating of area restrictions, security checkpoints, and the city's deep underbelly reigned by either some power-hungry drug lord, some teched-out gang boss, or even the president himself in endless rotation. Now all this leads us to present day and the stories of the people of Naiaka City. Stories of tech-savvy gangsters, children bonding over their shooting skills, stories about manic geniuses, chaotic drug traffickers, stories on how sex work started to resemble therapy, and stories on untraceable ghost guns for the masses that can't afford enhancing their bodies. Naiaka's stories are stories of the endless struggle for something seemingly better. And 2094 might just be the year something big happens,